What is going on, everybody? DJWars22 here, and today I want to talk about some changes that I think could really help out Diablo 2. So first thing I'd like to talk about is changing Stones of Jordans. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I'm not saying change the actual item itself, but if you don't know, Diablo clone spawns from people selling Stones of Jordans. It takes a whole lot, right? But it's not something that's going to be possible. We can't possibly get anywhere from 70 to 120 Stones of Jordans. It could be plus or minus some with legit players, right? It's just not going to happen. There's no way that you're going to get everybody on the server to sell their Stones of Jordans all together, because now there's no dupes and there's no bots. Now, is there a bot or duper out there somewhere? I'm sure there is in a private game, but I have never seen any on this current ladder. So how in the world will you ever get an Annie, right? If you don't know what an Annie is, check this picture out right now. With the cost of Diablo clone being so high and having to sell so many SOJs, it kind of made sense, right? Because of dupers. I believe that's why it was created. They wanted to get people to sell their Stones of Jordan so they didn't ruin the economy. We're at a point now where Blizzard needs to adjust the game, right? They did a great thing. We're stopping with the duping and the hacks, right? I mean, do you want this to never be available? Do you want Annies to be something that's just impossible to get? Like, I literally think it'll be impossible to get for legit players to ever find an Annie, right? So again, it's super hard for people to sell Stone of Jordans because that's like all they have is finding one. Like, I only find usually one a ladder, maybe, and I'm talking this is extremely rare. I'll find 2 or 3, a whole ladder if I play the whole thing and grind it out. But there's no way you're going to get 50, 70, 100, 120. It's just not going to happen. It's just not viable. It's just not possible. And another thing to note, if you guys do not know, right, just because you sell a Stone of Jordan on this current game that I'm in, currently I'm in the game in Hell, right? Just because I sell an SOJ here does not mean that it will sell an SOJ in the IP that you're in. Not everything on US East or Europe or whatever server you're playing on is connected, right? They have different IPs inside of them. So let's just say I sell 20 here and this guy in a different game sells 20. That doesn't even mean that we sold 40 together. That just means possibly if we're on different IPs, because there's so many, that maybe I sold 20 and he sold 20 in a totally different IP. If you are not on that correct IP address, it doesn't matter if you're in Hell. It doesn't matter if you're in US East. You still don't get the credit on your particular server. So without a third party kind of cheat like people had to do back in the day, how would you even know what IP you're on? How would you connect that? How would I get everybody in my community, hey guys, all join up, let's all sell Stones of Jordan together? Even if I got another person in Discord and said, let's all do it together, how would I possibly know which is the correct IP other than just throwing away Stones of Jordan, testing it? And again, how in the world would I possibly get 70 Stones of Jordans? Right now, I don't even have 1 Stone of Jordan. You know what I mean? So I honestly think if Blizzard's going to go this route, which I do like, of no botting, no hacking, those type of things, we have to adjust into a more reasonable number for Stones of Jordan. I don't know, 30 the Stones of Jordan. I mean, that's still ridiculous. Honestly, there's no way you're going to get 30 Stones of Jordan, but maybe you get a lot of people to get 30 Stones of Jordan, something. But at this point, man, I just don't even think it's going to be possible for any person that I've ever met that doesn't bot or dupe to even get an Annie. I do think it should be difficult to get, I really do, but I don't think it should be literally impossible. And at this current state of the game, I do feel it is currently impossible to get an Annie legit playing with people. It doesn't matter how much you grind, if it's 20 hours, if it's 50 hours. I mean, you would really have to grind for like a year to get that many Stones of Jordan. And you still might not even get it, man. I mean, it's just not possible, honestly. So I would say we really need to adjust the Stone of Jordan count for making a Diablo clone spawn. Another thing I would like to see implemented in Diablo 2 is eye levels on items. So right now you can see this Grand Charm, it said required level 42, but it doesn't show you the eye level. Now the eye level is definitely possible to see. It's already in the game and we all know that, right? So the only way to know the eye level currently is to basically know the exact monster you killed on or the area and then just have it memorized. I think that's kind of silly. Like, what if you're trying to trade with somebody and they say this is a Bale Grand Charm? You say, I don't know that. That could be a Grand Charm that you found off cows, right? It's just something you can't trade. It's not something you can verify. Now, back in the day, people were using map hacks and stuff, right? And so what a map hack does, besides actually map hacking, is it tells you or reveals the eye level on items. So it's definitely in the game. It's super easy. It's possible. I think they really should reveal that to us. I don't see any reason. What is the benefit of hiding eye levels from us? I don't think it's a bad thing for us to know that. I mean, it's totally easy. Just patch it, reveal it to us. too easy. Eye levels need to be shown. The next thing I would like implemented into Diablo 2 is features, more features, stat features. If you've ever used a map pack or seen a map pack, right here, usually at the bottom left of my screen, there's like this button you can hit. You click that, you open it, it says this is how much magic find you have, the exact number. Instead of you counting, come over here, say I got 20 here, I got 10 here, 30, I got 7 small charm. No, you don't have to do any of that. It tells you instantly how much life leech, how much IAS, so increased attack speed, faster hit recovery. It tells you if your Cow King is alive or if your Cow King is dead. It tells you just like 30 different things that are super important that instantly should be shown. I just don't see any reason why not to reveal it. You could say you're a lazy player, but come on, it's not because you're a lazy player. Like, I mean, why not update it? I don't get it. Like, it's so easy to do. Yeah, I really think that's a great little patch that could be added, and it's just something quality of life that could really benefit everybody. One thing for me that doesn't make sense, right, is that you can kill Pindle over and over and over. It's no issue. You can kill Nilithek over and over with no issue. But as soon as you get the Halls of Pain waypoint, boom, you can't do the quest anymore. You can't go to Pindle anymore. Doesn't that seem silly to anybody? You can kill the first boss, you can kill the end boss, but if you get the waypoint in the middle, you can't do it. Okay, so I would say just remove that feature. I get it, right? It's an old game. That's what they had to do, so nobody could continue this quest and keep killing Pindle. It's just silly at this point, guys. Okay, really, let's just remove that completely, and there's really no reason why we shouldn't be able to do it. The next thing I'd like to add in is an item filter. At a minimum, gold filter. How many times have you come to lower Cursed on a higher player count, right? And you can't even see what it is that's dropping out of the chest. Now, this is players 1, so it's not bad, but usually this entire area will be full, and you saw a rune drop, and you're like, man, I can't even see it, and you got to pick up the potion. Then you got to come over here and pick up the stamina potion and get the cap, and then you pick up another one. Then you get 4 piles of gold that are 3 gold and 17 gold, and then finally you get the item that you want. Honestly, I would add this option in. You can also disable this option is what I would do as well, but really just add it in, man. Give us a filter so we don't have to see all the bull crap. I want to type in on mine personally, don't reveal gold under 1,000, right? And so I wouldn't do that for all my characters. If it's a newer player, obviously I would leave it because I need gold, but you know, once you get into the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, you don't need little piles of gold. You don't need 12 gold. I don't need 43 gold. It's just taking up space. It's taking up inventory. It's not about laziness. It's about quality of life issues, and I really think this could benefit the game and it'd just be more enjoyable. The next thing I would like to add in is automatically picking up gold. It's not super difficult to pick up gold, it's just kind of silly. Like, why do I have to keep clicking on this gold and everything, right? I would like the gold to automatically pick up. I can understand other things, you gotta kind of work for them, but gold, I mean, we can do that. We could automatically do that. Now, I don't know if it's possible. I've never seen an automatic gold picker upper or whatever you want to call it, but I would like to see that. That may be a more difficult one that's not realistic, but I'd like to think it is realistic. And the last thing I would like to recommend to Blizzard, if they're ever watching this video, is please let us kill the Cow King. Blizzard can't really argue. They only wanted us to do the secret cow level once, because if they want us to do that, they would have patched it so literally you only make it 1 time per character. Obviously that's not happening with the Cow King. All you have to do is not kill him. I'd really like to kill the Cow King. I think it'd be cool to get some Cow King set items, and I know you can get some of them off of him, and I'd really like to get those items. I think it's just kind of silly at this point. I mean, 17 years later, going on 18 years later, not being able to kill a Cow King. Just add it in, Blizzard. Come on. Thank you everybody for watching this short video all the way to the end. If you made it all the way to the end, please put in #updates, okay? None of these things are going to change the game. None of them are really just going to make it a completely different game. It's not going to change the experience. It's still going to be the Diablo 2 we all love, but I do think we need some quality of life issues. Probably the Stones of Jordan one is going to be the biggest one. That one I say we need now. We need to change that immediately. That is super important. I want to get an Annie. I want my friends to get an Annie. I understand we all won't be able to get Annies, but come on, Blizzard. I'm saying raise it down to 30. I don't know, 50. Even 50 is more realistic. It's not realistic for most people, but come on, man. There's no way we're ever going to get that end game content, right? If you make it literally impossible. So if you're going to take away bots, if you're going to take away duping and all that, which I do support, if we're going to play legit, which I support, then you have to adjust the game as well to match that. Either you have to increase the SOJ drop rate dramatically, or you have to just lower how much or how many it takes to sell it to make Diablo clone guide. And until next time, everybody, it is your boy DJ Waters 22 signing out.